Hello boys and girls, this is Anders here of course, and welcome back to another Battlefield 4 video. And last video was very popular, a little bit controversial though. Some people got butthurt. I would say about 95% of the people watching the video did completely agree with me about not pre-ordering Battlefield Hardline and other games. But there was a small majority that got extremely butthurt and angry. I don't think this is because they're fanboys or they're stupid. I just think they simply misunderstood me, and that is completely okay, and I'm gonna kind of explain this a little bit better. So what the last video was about, the core value of the last video was to make sure you guys do not pre-order any games whatsoever, how much you think you're gonna like them or whatever, because literally we have gotten fucked over the last couple of years. A lot of good releases, now latest, at least for me personally, Rome Total War 2 was complete shit. I bought the game, pre-ordered it, I played it for 1 hour, then I gave up because it was so bad. I have played all of the other Total War games for hundreds of hours, enjoyed them immensely. This time, not at all. Battlefield 4, amazing game, horribly fucking broken though during launch, works kind of good now actually. I would say just as good as Battlefield 3 did during the launch, but it still needs a couple of more months of patches and so on, I think, before I can say it's definitely a finished game, because right now it's still not exactly a finished game, but you can definitely enjoy it. I had a very hard time enjoying it during the launch. I just basically like bit down and did my normal weapon review videos and that kind of stuff to make you guys happy, because I know you guys appreciate my weapon reviews and montages and that kind of stuff. But on a personal level, I didn't exactly enjoy playing the game on my free time. Now I do though, however, but I still think it's very important that we keep telling DICE, even if we think the game is fine now, that it still needs work, because simply DICE are so amazingly good developers, they can simply do better, and that's kind of my point. And the point with the last video was not to talk shit about Hardline, because honestly, I don't know if Hardline is gonna be good or bad when it releases, but I do know for a fact that this so-called beta was way too small. It was a way too small part of the finished game to even make up your mind if you're gonna pre-order it or not, and then it's obviously better to not pre-order it and simply buy the game when it is released if it turns out to be a good game. It's as simple as that, right? Or a couple of days before, when you've seen enough trailers or enough reviews to make up your mind in a good way. So it was not a hating video on Battlefield Hardline, but more of a video to kind of make you guys open your eyes, because if I would have done it generically just about any game whatsoever, you guys wouldn't know what it is, but everyone knows what Battlefield Hardline is, and that way I could easily make my point and still make sure a lot of you guys watched and listened. And like I said, the majority got the point, but I'm just kind of saying this to make sure that the minority kind of gets it as well, because I want to help you guys too, even if you misunderstood me, or maybe even plain simply disagree with me. But no, if you do disagree with me, you're wrong. It's not as simple as saying, oh, but I have a different opinion than you, Anders. No, you're wrong. It's not good to pre-order games any longer, because most of the time you get like a shitty camo or some shitty extra thing. Sometimes you get a little bit money off, but it's not worth it if you don't know the game is gonna be good. But I want to make clear, if Battlefield Hardline turns out to be a good game on release, I'm definitely fucking gonna buy it. I'm definitely gonna make videos of it, and I'm definitely gonna recommend you guys to buy it as well, because if it's good, it deserves our money. As simple as that. But I think we spent a little bit too much time on talking about that. I thought we would talk a little bit about privacy. In the last video, I mentioned that I do still pirate some games, and I didn't go into it in detail because I thought most people kind of knew how this kind of stuff works, but I noticed that a lot of people are very misinformed when it comes to piracy. I don't know if it's young people that are misinformed, or if it's just older people my age or older that are just kind of a little bit out of sync on how stuff works with piracy and that kind of stuff. But here's the thing, some people claim that by piracy you're stealing and you're taking money out of the developer's pocket. That is not exactly true. Very far from it. So, when you pirate a game, if you don't have any money, if you have no means of actually buying the game, if you're a broke teenager or young adult that is out of work or still in school and you can't pay for it, and you pirate the game, the developer didn't lose anything. They didn't lose any money, they didn't lose a CD-ROM, they didn't lose any bandwidth because you don't download the game from their website. They didn't lose anything. However though, if you go into GameStop and steal a CD or a CD with the game on it, then obviously it's stealing, and obviously you take money from both Gamescom and the game developer and the publisher, that is Gamescom kind of in this instant, and you're obviously a thief then. But piracy is not the same thing, and I want people to understand this because it's a big difference. It's a huge difference. However, if you pirate a game and you have the funds, basically the money to pay for it if you liked it. So basically, let's say I pirate a game, I like it, play it, the whole game, enjoy it, but I don't buy it. Obviously, the game developer lost money because of that, because I could have paid for it instead of pirating it. So that would be a very bad thing. Also, I want to point out that piracy is almost never good. It is a bad thing, but it's not as bad as some people claim when they say you're stealing or taking money out of people's mouths, but you are kind of a huge douchebag if you would, for example, let's use me as an example again, like if I can definitely afford to buy a game if I like it, but if I just pirate it, play it, I like it a lot, play the entire game, and still don't buy it, I am a huge dick, and I just kind of didn't steal from the company because they didn't lose anything, but they definitely lost money because I did not buy it. But again, it's not stealing. However though, I want to point out that I don't do this kind of stuff, but I did pirate a lot of games as a teenager. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm actually quite proud of it, because that way I got to play some amazing games as a young teenager and as a kid, even though I could not afford them. Obviously, it's a little bit of a douchebag thing to do towards the developers, but trust me, me personally, I have made sure to buy a lot of their games, even sometimes games I don't even have an interest of, just because this company a couple of years ago, like 5 years ago, made a game that I personally fucking enjoyed, have a lot of fun with, or maybe even further back, and just because I like that old game, I'd go ahead and pay full price for a game I'm not really interested of, but they made, so I make sure they get the money for it. However though, I do still pirate games, and you might be wondering, like, Anders, why? That doesn't make sense. You can afford games. That like, are you stupid? Like, are you a little bit dumb? You're kind of contradicting yourself, aren't you? No, I'm actually not. When I pirate games now, let's use a great example. The last game I actually pirated was Wolfenstein New Order. I was pretty sure it was gonna be shite, to be honest. I thought that's probably gonna be a shitty game, it's not gonna be worth my money. So by precaution, I pirated the game first during the night. In the morning, I woke up, I played it for 30-40 minutes, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually a really fucking good game. So you know what I did? I went straight into Steam, I paid for it full price, and I downloaded it and played it on Steam. And if you don't believe me, if you think I'm just making this kind of shit up, you can go onto my Steam profile and check out all of the games I have there. You can even see how long I played them. My Steam profile should be completely visible for the public, so you can even see it and verify that I'm telling the truth. And is that wrong to do? No, it's not. It's quality control. Sure, you could claim piracy is illegal, blah 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 blah, but do you think the makers of Wolfenstein is gonna be sad with me, the developers? No, because I played their game, I liked it, and I made sure to fucking pay for it and make sure they got the money they deserved. What would have happened if I didn't like it, then you ask? I would have not played it, first of all. If I thought the game was crap, I would not have played it any longer than 30-40 minutes, whatever time it would take me to make up my mind. It doesn't take you an entire game to make sure if a game is shit or not. You can figure out if a game is good or not just by playing it 5-10% to kind of get the normal gif of it. Of course you might be a little bit disappointed with a bad ending or a short game, but you generally enjoyed it, so it's worth your money. So basically what I'm saying is that if you pirate a game, you don't like it, you don't play it. Personally, I think you've done nothing wrong. But Like I said also, I want to make very clear that obviously game developers do lose money because of piracy when people that pirate games could really buy them in reality. And it is a bad thing for the industry in a whole, but people should be aware of that it's not the same thing as stealing like some people claim. It's not stealing food out of the developers' mouths, it's not ruining the game industry like people are saying. It's not, because very few people that pirate the games actually will buy them, and the ones that do buy them will buy them just because they pirated them and could try them out, because let's be honest, trailers and demos nowadays are not very accurate representations of the actual games like they used to be when I was a kid. Then the demos were long, maybe an hour long. The trailers were really honest and really showed you what the game was about and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think we can have a fun discussion in the comment section below as usual. You might disagree with me. I might have to clarify something because obviously my lack of good grammar and English knowledge isn't the best, so obviously some people might misunderstand me a little bit, I do get that, but I hope you enjoyed the core part of the video as usual. Thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, bye bye.